Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the McFarlane Toys Mandarin Spawn figure. My local comic shop came in clutch and had a whole package of these guys just waiting. It's like they were waiting just for me because they know how much I love McFarlane Toys. So thank you to my local comic shop. Go and support your local comic shops. They're amazing. But without further ado, let's get this guy open and let's see what he's all about. I can't wait.
Zip, zap, zap.
And here he is, out of the packaging, on the turntable, and right off the bat, just getting him into this pose, all I can say is this guy is a work of art. He is a stunner. The paint, the sculpt, it's all gorgeous just looking at it right off the bat. I'm still noticing details up until this point right now. It's time for us to take him off this little display stand. Let's get a closer look at him. But even before that, let's get a closer look at his accessories, because they are just as detailed and just as beautiful. And here are the only two accessories he comes with. He comes with, on the left, a lance, and on the right, a dragon sword. Oh, it's just a badass name right there. Both are extremely detailed, but let's take a look first at this lance. It is made of a very flexible plastic. I was surprised at how flexible it actually is, but that does not detract from the detail. Every nook, every cranny, every chip in the metal, quote unquote, it's all there and it's all detailed. This blade tells a story. As we move down the blade, we move into the handle piece. That's just as detailed. The gold paint comes across really, really well, even down to the straps. As we move down the handle again, the red and the sculpted detail look oh so gorgeous. Moving on to the dragon blade. They did not skip out on the sculpted detail on this one. That dragon seems to be almost imprinted onto the blade itself. This blade has a couple more chips in it. That seam, I will say, that goes along it is really unsightly. Wish that wasn't there. In case you couldn't already tell it's a dragon sword, there's a dragon right there, almost spitting out the blade, which is a nice little detail. And then at the very end, we have the dragon's tail. Once again, if you didn't know this was a dragon sword, it's a dragon. And no McFarlane Toys figure would be complete without a display stand. And now, let's take a closer look at the figure in hand. With this figure being called Mandarin Spawn, the word Mandarin is of Chinese origin, and we can see the influence of Chinese culture all throughout this figure. Not only with the dragon imagery, but there are also a ton of faces on this figure. Like a lot. I mean, let's go ahead and count them right now.
One face, two face, obviously. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Well, that's not really a face, but, yeah. That's a lot of face. Oh, wait. There's faces on the joints. There are faces on the joints. Even up on the elbows. Well, if you have scopophobia, you're in for a treat. But the more you look at this figure, the more details start to spring out at you. Like this long elf ear that goes all the way down the face, ending in some nice jewelry in the earlobes. Then you start to notice that the mask seems multi-layered. There's many layers of spikes that all culminate in this nice pointy red chin that enunciates the face and, oh, the teeth, the tusks, the different types of teeth. Oh, there are some small areas where the paint doesn't quite line up, but that just may be with my figure. Little scratch right there. But I love this chest piece. The fact that it looks like jaws for the top part and then the bottom part is like chomp, chomp. And there's even more faces right here. We found more faces, people. And I haven't even mentioned the horn that comes off of the shoulder. Painted very nice to look like ivory. It's a nice smooth transition. It's more of a pliable material again, so don't worry about poking yourself. Unfortunately, we do get into a grievance I have with the figure, and that is the back. The back of the figure has a severe lack of paint, especially right here on the tunic and the pouch. Just a lack of paint overall. It's mostly black, and then the solid reds, no sense of wash or anything. To be fair, I don't think you're going to be posing this guy turned around. I was unable to pick up the Walmart exclusive version, but I hear this was a problem as well with that figure. Going back to the details, though, The tunic is made of a nice, textured yet pliable material, so it can get out of the way. But for the dragon symbol, it's nice and smooth compared to the nice cloth, textured feel that we get on the tunic. The knee armor is painted nicely on both knees, and come to think of it, both knees are different faces. The one on the left looks a little bit more like the mask, and the other one is completely different, but that's so unique. Enough of the details. Let's get into the articulation. Now then, after a couple heart attacks, here is some size comparisons with the Last Night on Earth Omega and Wonder Woman figures. Here we have the Mandarin Spawn next to the Last Night on Earth Batman, and then the Collect to Build-A-Figure Bane along with Scarecrow on his back. Here we have him next to the McFarlane Toys Batman Beyond figure, which is the figure I just reviewed, so go check out that review if you haven't seen it already. I'd really appreciate it. And putting him alongside other Spawn figures, we have him next to the Mortal Kombat Spawn by McFarlane Toys. Love his character design on this figure. Here he is next to some older Spawn figures. The Spawn figure on your right was handed down to me by my brother when I was a kid, and I've held on to it ever since. The Spawn figure on your left I found at one of my old comic shops back where I used to live. It was a great find. Now for some fun, and keeping with the red and black color scheme, we have the Venom movie figure from Marvel Legends, and their most recent Carnage figure that came in the same wave. And for some more fun, putting two highly detailed figures side by side, we have the NECA Toys Alpha Predator. That is such a beast. I love that figure so much. And that's gonna wrap up my review. Overall, I love this figure. The amount of detail that you get in this $20 figure is honestly astounding. The sculpt, the paint, it's all very high quality for the price range, and it's another awesome Spawn figure to add to your collection. It's not perfect. I do have my gripes. He is not the most easy figure to stand up, but that's why you got a stand included in the packaging. And the back of the figure could have used a lot more paint detailing. But all in all, I love the different variations we're getting with the different types of Spawn incarnations, and I'm looking forward to other things that McFarlane has up his sleeve. I hear there's a gunslinger Spawn coming, another Violator, a clown. I'm so excited to see where McFarlane goes with these new Spawn figures. As always, thank you if you've watched the video all the way till the end. If you could please leave a like and subscribe down below and tell me what you thought. I appreciate any and all support. And as always, y'all, stay safe out there.